everything I said would be the end of Green Bay's season came to fruition. Cheeseheads, Aaron Rodgers apologists, I told y'all what was going to happen. This team was going to be like a Duke and Kentucky freshman. They're going to show up to the playoffs, and they were going to leave immediately. One and done. Out like that, without a single playoff win. Because I thought all the teams in the NFC, even the Eagles, matched up well with Green Bay. I talked about earlier with the Tampa and Rams game, playoffs are all about matchups. And I want to focus on one individual, and y'all know exactly who I'm about to talk about. Aaron Rodgers. Now, let's just say that Aaron Rodgers had about as eventful of an 8-9 month span with the Packers and just in general with the NFL as any player has ever had. And, you know, what I've always not liked about Aaron is the excuses, blame deflecting, lack of accountability, and lack of showing up in the postseason, which I will get to in just a second. But let's go back to April. April, on draft day, by the way, day of the first round of the NFL draft in 2021, Aaron Rodgers asked for a trade. He asked out of Green Bay. And pretty much ghosted the known world. He didn't ghost the Packers. He didn't ghost the NFL. He kind of just ghosted the known world. All we really saw of him was him in Hawaii, skipping OTAs. Where is Aaron? Is Aaron even going to play football this season? Might he retire? We have no idea. Throughout the summer, he does very few interviews. I remember one specifically he did with Kenny Mayne on SportsCenter. I believe it was Kenny Mayne's last SportsCenter. And he's wearing these cryptic T-shirts because he doesn't want to say what's on his mind. He wants his T-shirt to do the speaking. He eventually shows up for Packers training camp in late July and goes for 30 minutes bashing the organization. And again, I will apologize once again, as I did a few months ago. I apologize for siding with Aaron Rodgers during that press conference. Because it was BS. Talking about the organization hasn't put enough help around him. I'll get into that later in this segment. So, take shots at the general manager. Take shots at the upper management in general. Which is funny because that same upper management who helped you get to back-to-back NFC championship games, they weren't a problem then, so why are they all of a sudden a problem now? Blame deflecting. Lack of accountability. We fast forward into November, the infamous vaccine controversy, where Aaron Rodgers tests positive for COVID, and I, along with pretty much everybody, thought, okay, he's just going to be out a short time. We assumed he was vaccinated. Why did we assume he was vaccinated? Well, because he was doing in-person press conferences. Because he wasn't wearing a mask on the sideline. Both are protocols during an NFL game and during an NFL season. If you speak to the media, it's either got to be on Zoom, or if you want to do it in person, you got to be wearing a mask. On the sideline, if you're not playing, you got to be wearing a mask. That's the NFL protocol, has been since 2020. Aaron didn't do either of those things. We're assuming, oh, well, he's vaccinated, right? Nope. Lied to the NFL. And the Packers covered for him because they're like, okay, we gotta kind of walk on eggshells for Aaron. You don't want to piss off Aaron. Let's cover for Aaron. Gets exposed. Aaron misses one game, the Kansas City game. Jordan Love looks terrible, and the Packers lose the game 13-7 in a defensive struggle. So he comes back, and he talks about, I've been silenced, and I've been canceled by the woke mob. Yeah, you're canceled. I see you on every single State Farm commercial. And you've been silenced. Yeah, you did a 28-minute phone call with ESPN. I've been silenced. Yeah, you're on the Pat McAfee show every week for 30 minutes. For someone who's silenced, I sure do hear Aaron talk a lot. You add to it that, he even quoted MLK. I had to throw this out there. He even quoted the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Saying, quote, "You have a moral obligation to object to unjust rules and rules that make no sense." So basically, he's comparing the NFL's pretty loose vaccine rules to segregation and racial injustice. Yeah. So he's playing the MLK card. You also the fact for Aaron Rodgers that has a great season. Puts up numbers comparable to a year ago, and is in all likelihood going to be the MVP. I said a couple weeks ago I'd have Brady as the MVP and Rodgers as a close, very close. I'm not even an Aaron fan, but Rodgers is a close second to Brady. Brady led the NFL in just about every statistical category and only won one fewer game with Aaron, which with much more turmoil. The turmoil that was in Green Bay was created by Aaron. The turmoil in Tampa was created by Antonio Brown, right? I mean, even Levante David talked about that after the Bucs lost yesterday. But I told y'all, we get to the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is James Harden with a ring. Give credit to Aaron. And he did it with Mike McCarthy, of all people. Long time ago in a season far, far away, 2010, with a great defense, Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Since then, he's now 7-9, 2 games below 500. In his career at Lambeau Field, Aaron Rodgers is 1 game over 500. And in this game, in frigid temperatures in Green Bay, Wisconsin, below 10 degrees, in the second half, it became a snowstorm, so the weather is on his side. He's used to playing in cold weather. Don't make the weather excuse. Aaron's used to this, just like Brady was in New England. The defense, which I had serious concerns about, they were great. The 49ers scored 6 offensive points, did not score an offensive touchdown, got a turnover in the red zone at the end of the first half on a horrible throw by Jimmy Garoppolo. So the Aaron Rodgers apologists, well, it's the defense. They were great yesterday. Well, it's the special teams. And I told you all the special teams was going to be an issue for Green Bay once it was all said and done. And blocked field goal at the end of the first half. And of course, the blocked punt returned for a touchdown that tied the game at 10-all with about 3 minutes left. Aaron Rodgers' team offense also won in time of possession. He also had the healthier roster. Did you see the end of that game with the 49ers? Deebo Samuel constantly limping off the field. George Kittle had needed some assistance off the field. Reports are that Trent Williams, the best left tackle in football, plays for the 49ers. Yeah, he was on crutches after the game. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, had Zadarius Smith come back. Zadarius Smith looked great. Kenny Clark, who is one of the better run-stopping defensive tackles in football, he was outstanding. Davante Adams was healthy. He was missing David Bakhtiari. One guy, one key playmaker for the Green Bay Packers was out, David Bakhtiari. And that's just too much for Aaron. Too much for him to handle. Even after that block punt, Aaron got the ball back. 3 minutes left, tie game. Your house, Lambeau Field. You can win the game with a field goal. You can make people forget about the block punt. Go win the game with the game-winning field goal. After all, you did have one of the better offensives in the NFL this year, right? I mean, you do have Davante Adams and Allen Lazard and Aaron Jones. And on the play of the game, 3rd down and 11. Aaron Rodgers, of course, as we all saw live on Fox, takes a shot for Davante Adams, who is double covered. There was no chance that play had any success of working. I want to show you this. I apologize for the podcast audience. I'll explain it to you the best I can. Here's a freeze frame of that play as the ball is in the air. So you see down on the left side of your screen, you see Davante Adams. You see the guy in the green jersey and yellow pants. That's Davante Adams. He's covered by 2 49ers down the field. Again, this play has 0 chance of working. You see that Green Bay Packer right in the middle of the field at about the 46-yard line? That guy's Allen Lazard, who's open by 10 yards. wide open. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't even look at him. You cannot be an NFL quarterback for 17 years now, 14 years as a starter, and have your mindset about where you're going with the football. You can't do it. That's a rookie quarterback mistake. Allen Lazard, wide open. Nobody near him. I'm going to force it to Davante Adams, which is what he did all night long. Aaron Rodgers went 20 for 29. 18 of those completions, 90% of his completions went to two guys, Davante Adams and Aaron Jones. So Aaron Rodgers, being the lackluster leader that he's always been, I've always said he's Jay Cutler with far more talent. He stopped going to Mercedes Lewis. What do we see oftentimes when a guy fumbles or makes a mistake in a football game? What do? They go right back to him, build their confidence back up. Aaron Rodgers never went to Mercedes Lewis the rest of the game. He stopped throwing to Allen Lazard. He stopped throwing to Randall. Matter of fact, he was just forcing it to Randall Cobb at this point, trying to prove a point. So at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is James Harden in the playoffs with a ring. Because what do we know about James Harden? Has these incredible regular seasons, puts up numbers we've never seen before, and either flames out in the playoffs, chokes, or just disappears. And Aaron Rodgers, he didn't turn the ball over. He just disappeared, faded off into the distance. Had a QBR. Aaron Rodgers, the MVP, Aaron Rodgers, had a QBR of 19. That's your MVP? No touchdowns as well. So, all that offseason drama, all of that in-season drama, all to get bounced in the first round. Or in the Packers' case, the divisional round, because they got a first-round bye. All that just to do what you always do in the postseason. Choke. That's what Aaron Rodgers is in the playoffs. He's not himself. I've been saying this for weeks. What I was concerned about the most with the Packers is they couldn't stop the run all throughout the regular season, and their special teams was bad. Well, the special teams part came back to bite them, right? Running defense was fine. I mean, San Francisco barely ran for 100. By the way, add to the fact, Aaron Rodgers also got a break. Jimmy Garoppolo was awful. Terrible. I mean, you think Aaron was average or even bad? Jimmy Garoppolo was worse. 11 for 19, $131, threw a horrible interception in the red zone. Should have thrown it out of bounds. QBR of 11 and a passer rating of 57. So the opposition's quarterback was garbage. Like, if that was Josh Allen, I mean, the 49ers would have won by 30. They'd have won by 30 at Lambeau Field. He had every opportunity to win that game. But that's who he is. When he goes down, when there's a little adversity, nope, no bueno. Don't want any part of this. Matter of fact, I remember talking about this on my show a year ago, and I don't know if the stat still applies. It very well may. But there was a stat a year ago that showed quarterbacks' winning percentage, all-time NFL quarterbacks, their winning percentage when trailing, when they're down in a game. Tim Tebow had a higher winning percentage when trailing than Aaron Rodgers. Wait, the guy who could not throw, and he couldn't. I mean, Tim Tebow would have games where he completed like 40% of his passes. He was horrible. He was horrible. The guy who could not throw had the weirdest throwing motion that I've seen by at least a lefty at the very least. Had a better winning percentage when trailing. The guy who I've said, makes some of the greatest throws we've ever seen and makes it look effortless. Aaron Rodgers does not handle adversity very well, even after the game. yeah, I don't really want to be a part of a rebuild, and a lot of guys' contracts are up, and, it's just, I'm like, there he goes again. Blame deflecting. Not my fault. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. So he's always been. Now, what do I think is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? Frankly, I don't care. But if you had to ask me what it is, I'd say retires. I'd say retires. Because he knows that was his best shot to win a Super Bowl right there. Because what all the Aaron Rodgers defenders and apologists have said for years, well, the defense gives up a lot of points, or, the coach makes a bad decision. I'm saying Matt LaFleur called a good game on Saturday. I've never been a Matt LaFleur fan. But did he make it? Was any of his decisions in that game on Saturday night as bad as the one he made last year in deciding to kick the field goal on 4th and goal with 2 minutes left, down 8, instead of going for it? Of course not. So it's not a Matt LaFleur. It's darn sure not on the defense. People are like, oh, well, he got into field goal range. Guys, they gave up 13. Really, the defense, not the team, the defense gave up 6 points. I mean, what do you want them to be? The 2000 Ravens, the 85 Bears? How much are we asking you to do? The best defensive game the Packers played all season. The opposing quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, was awful. Awful. Didn't matter. Aaron Rodgers, when it's all said and done, sorry, folks, he ain't Tom Brady. Heck, let's compare him to a guy who didn't have much postseason success himself. He's not even Peyton Manning. And Peyton's a guy, I mean, I have a lot of affection for Peyton, as a Tennessee fan. See a Tennessee hoodie right there. But even Peyton Manning, he won 2 Super Bowls. He won more MVPs than Aaron Rodgers. Won more playoff games than Aaron Rodgers. So, did Saturday night's game shock me at all? It shocked me that the 49ers didn't win by more than they did. Blame, the majority of the blame, goes on number 12, Mr. Immunized. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube. Be sure to click that big red subscribe button and go check out the other clips and full shows of Carving It Up Live. Have a blessed day.